Ah, it worked.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. We're recording.
Good.
That's my command center.
Dude, it's advanced.
I
mean, it looks a lot like a keyboard.
Well, I have to keep it simple for you mortals.
Yeah, if I had to describe you as anything, mortal's not one of them.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yep. You're welcome. Did you feel that? Did you feel that?
No.
I didn't think you would.
Why do we have all this bubblegum here? Why do we have all this crap?
Because we were at a gas station about half an hour before today's episode, and we said, let's get it. Why? For the podcast. Why?
Shout out to the guy at QT for hooking us up and counting every single piece of this bubblegum. I mean, it's not a lot. It's not like we made him count like 100 pieces of bubblegum.
There's 18 pieces to be exact.
Yeah.
And he had to stop to recount twice. You were over there getting your stuff, and he was over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crap. 1, 2. I said, sorry to make you count all these.
He was pretty chill about it.
Yeah, they're 5 cents a piece, like a nickel.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the time, I thought it was a really good price, but
yeah,
I mean, I guess it still is a good price.
I don't know. You'd have to price it out compared to the big tub of like double bubble, like the giant.
The big, what would you call that? Tub of Bubba?
The tub double bubble.
Tub of double bubble.
But that would be So we've got those. We'll get to that in a little bit, but right now we want to talk about what did we create? We created something, didn't we?
We sure did.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Me too.
You want to hit it? You want to hit it and let it speak for itself?
I say hit it.
All right.
Hey.
It's funny because they can still hear us because I didn't set it up to mute the mic.
I know.
Oh, there it goes. That is the official CS Podcast intro.
You're welcome. It looked like
I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to keep talking and assume that it's not frozen and that it's going to be okay. That is a 4K video that probably broke OBS on my laptop.
It looked like it skipped a bit, so I'm hoping it didn't.
We'll see when I get down into the editing booth.
Yeah. All right.
Lock myself in there for the next week or two and figure it out.
It's a mystery. Yeah. It's a mystery whether or not that will play back skipped. And you know what's also a mystery?
What?
Our airheads we got from the gas station.
Segue.
Wegsays are weird. So we bought, because we're children, if that intro didn't solidify the fact that we're children, our mystery airheads should.
Yeah. I should have done this before the episode. You ever do that? If you take them, you can... the gravity, centrifugal force or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what sound a scientist makes.
Centrifugal force.
Yeah.
That's the only big word that my dad... my dad says that a lot.
Yeah. Well, so if you do it, it packs the airhead down.
It brings it all...
Yeah.
It brings it all to a head.
Yeah, to a head. But yeah, I probably should have done that before the episode instead of
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a communist. I'm just gonna eat mine normally.
And are we just gonna try and best guess what it is?
Yeah, and I guess I should try to.
What if we split it?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So like if we
you have a stab at it. Dude, I haven't eaten an airhead in forever.
I don't need it.
It's a lot smaller than I remembered.
It was more than. It wasn't exactly half, but. Okay, I got an idea for mine.
Okay.
You got an idea for yours? All right.
I don't know.
Okay, they smell the exact same. Never mind. And what if they are the exact same flavor? What are the odds?
Maybe good. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll try mine.
I'm gonna try mine. And then we'll wait. It tastes like an airhead. That's the best. That's it. It just tastes like an airhead.
I think they're screwing with us.
I think you're right.
It tastes like it could be a blueberry grape orange cherry.
Yeah. A blueberry grapeberry.
Blueberry grapeberry? Mm-hmm. I'll wash it down
with with your drink.
With my black
once we get sponsored, then we can say that name all the time.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we could say it now.
Yeah, we could. We shouldn't get paid for it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a...
As opposed to getting paid for this podcast right now.
There's a slight difference. It's not much. I get more of something on this one than mine.
I need a palate cleanser before this. I need a hot Cheeto fry.
Sponsor us. I'd love to. Chester, hit me up.
All right. Is that how he talks?
I don't know.
Is that how Chester talks?
He's like, I don't know. Like, I kind of have an idea in my head, and I'm like, I don't know if that's actually right or not.
I have no idea.
They say it tastes pretty much exactly the same.
It tastes like all the flavors combined.
Either we got the exact same flavor somehow out of all those Airheads that we pulled these two out of.
Yeah.
Or Airheads just screwing with or fucking with us and like...
Yeah.
Okay, so mine...
That last one tasted a little more blue to me.
Yeah, it tasted... Well, to me, it tasted more like cherry, maybe. Well, okay, no, so yours to me had more flavor. It's so funny because mine was bland and just tasted like all of them. Yours tasted different, and now you're saying yours was bland and mine tasted different, which is funny. Maybe it's a mental thing. We're sitting here thinking that yours has to taste different because it's not mine.
Airhead knew what they were doing. They didn't realize that they were gonna...
See, like I had assumed, like based off of just the smell, I would have guessed strawberry. That was going to be my guess.
Okay.
It kind of has a strawberry scent.
See, it all makes sense. I said blueberry, and then you said cherry, and I'm like, no, I can see that. And you said strawberry, and I'm like, no, it's totally strawberry.
Yeah, it just, yeah.
I think I want to not talk about
well,
Airheads.
no, okay. Now that I've tasted that again, they taste the exact same. I was going to say that one tasted more cherry to me.
Yeah.
But no, now they both taste the same. Yeah, I don't know.
My head hurts.
It was a fun experiment, though. I don't know.
I'm just frustrated. Kind of pissed me off. To be honest with you, I'm a little fired up.
little fired up.
A little fired up.
Well, you know what always tastes great? Hot fries.
So does black cherry vanilla fang. Fang.
So yeah, so we never actually like followed through on how we were going to set this up. So the all this bubble gum right here.
Yeah.
We were standing in line at QT and we were just like, hey, what if we just shoved a bunch of bubble gum in our mouth and had to do the podcast? Like, that would be a challenge.
That'd be a challenge out of the bubble gum machine. Why is he not?
Well, because I don't have anything, like, we could bring him over.
I think we should.
What's his name? Did we ever name him?
We never did. So it came from iHeartMedia, but it is a Clear Channel branded bubble gum machine.
Well, yeah, that's because they used to be Clear Channel.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't do anything. I'll just hold him.
It'll be, who created gum?
Who created gum?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just saddle him up right here.
Okay. John Curtis in the late 1840s.
Curtis,
we'll call him Curtis.
This
Curtis
is
the Gumball. Who says this podcast can't be educational? Developed the first commercial spruce tree gum by boiling resin, then cutting it into strips that were coated in cornstarch to prevent them from sticking together. And by the early 1850s, Curtis had constructed the world's first chewing gum factory in Portland, Maine. That's a fun fact. Take that to trivia.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, that was worth today's episode. That's worth tuning in.
So old Curtis here, we don't actually have the little. Well, we were gonna go with acorns, but we actually found balls, like little plastic balls.
You finally found.
I finally found my balls, and I'm gonna stick them right there in Curtis. Next step, just figure out how to get the money out.
Give your balls to Curtis, and he'll get.
Look, quarter.
God, what a start!
So we went with the balls just because it's a gumball machine, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like we don't want to do the acorns, and the acorns get stuck, and it sucks. So we went with balls. We just don't have them yet. But that is the eventual goal.
Where do you get balls from?
Amazon.
You
get anything on Amazon.
You can get your Amazon Prime balls. Prime balls. So, all right. So we've got Curtis.
We do.
Awaiting his balls. So that'll be good.
Yeah, and that's a cool challenge for the gumball machine. And again, if you guys are watching and you have any challenges, questions, whatever you want to submit for Curtis, you can send those over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're on the social medias.
Totes. We totes heart social medias. We totes heart social medias, and you developed the MSEG this past week.
Oh, man, I wish I'd have loaded that in so that we could play it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think about it in hindsight.
I didn't either. But anyways,
I can play the audio.
You can. So be on the lookout for another podcast featuring myself and our good friend, Sir Holcomb himself, Ryan Holcomb, and his wife. We're going to have a segment on there where his wife asks us a variety of questions. These could be questions that females typically wouldn't ask a male, but it's going to be fair game during this segment.
Yeah.
And we're going to call it the Emily segment.
He should go by Holcomb or like
he should.
That. I mean, there's so many Ryans, but Holcomb, like
yeah.
Emily segment.
All right, now picture this. I want you guys to have a theater of mind. Like, you're probably already wondering because there's a visual that goes with it, and if you are watching and have seen our intro, you can only imagine what the visual might be that goes with it.
Right.
So I'm going to paint you a picture. I find it interesting, that theater of mind, because people listen to that and they probably have an image in their head already, and it's probably not what you're thinking.
More than likely not.
So picture this. It comes up and it's this beautiful font that says Emily segment, like this gold writing.
There's hearts exploding.
Oh yeah, I forgot
like
about the
hearts fluttering about.
Well, that is one. I think you guys were going to go with a like a transparent background so you could still see you guys.
Right.
But there is one version with hearts in the background exploding. And as this heavy music is playing, leading up to Emily segment, you've got her Snapchat. What is it? A Bitmoji is what they're called.
Yeah.
Her head just floats in.
Yeah, as she's smiling, just kind of drifts into the screen.
And as it hits Emily's segment, if you guys have ever seen South Park, you know how they make the Canadians talk, where they take their heads and they they just cut the head in half.
It's completely disconnected from the bottom half of their face.
Yeah, that's exactly how she goes. Emily's segment right there in the center screen. And then,
a rocket. When you hear when the guitar goes meow, there's our little rocket that comes in from the side, a very cartoon rocket, hits Emily,
blows up, just explodes,
engulfs the screen in flames.
Yep.
And then it comes back, and now it is hell on earth. Fire in the background,
and her mouth is just agape, and just flames shooting out of her mouth, and like her eyes are on fire. And it's oh man, I'm so excited for that. Just so that when you release that episode, first I want to hear what she has to ask. But like the lead up is just perfect.
Yeah, I don't know that it's going to matter what she asks. That segment is going to be. I want there to be an Emily segment T-shirt on the back of everybody listening to that podcast. Which we've yet to record.
Yeah.
We've yet to record the first episode for it, but...
So, last episode, we were talking about bread.
We were talking about bread.
So I just wanted to throw it out there so that we officially have the name down. So we've named the Hawk. If you guys listen to last episode, you know what we're talking about. If you haven't, I'm probably gonna... I say I'm probably, like I haven't done this. I've clipped it. And spoiler alert, we record these just whenever. So
right. Righto.
So
But we're consistent now.
We are consistent now.
We actually care about the people who are listening. We want to provide.
We actually give a shit.
Exactly. About creating stuff.
Exactly. So, yeah, if you're not familiar, I don't remember. We were talking about Amazon drones. I was like, what if a hawk came down and like snatched one or something, the groceries?
I was genuinely concerned about whatever happened to the Amazon delivery.
Oh, that's what it was. I forgot how we got on the topic.
Yeah, the delivery drone concept. Because to me, that sounded really cool.
Right.
You were telling me about how places like Atlanta have like 2-hour shipping. Oh,
yeah, that's it.
And I was concerned about the delivery drone. There was this whole video package that they'd put together.
Yeah.
This whole thing. And you said, what if you were getting like your bread delivered and a hawk just swoops by and goes, or so,
I tried to make you grunted. I was trying to make like a hawk noise. You know, they make like a high pitch like pew. Like
I was gonna say emphasis on the word try because I thought you were saying like it sounded like you said hey or something like the hawk swoops by and gets your bread and goes hey.
Just to the delivery driver. Yeah. He's sitting there. He's like got it. I guess I figure like flight simulator. Yeah, they're sitting there. They're sitting there with like a joystick. Like, all right, coming in on 2133
West Newberry Street.
Yeah. All right, getting ready to touch down. What the fuck is that? The whole thing shakes, and like there's just a hawk, and like his whole face is just like, like right there on the camera, and the guy's like.
And he says, hey.
And then snatches the bread and goes. And then just picks up the drone chasing him.
Yeah.
He's got to go make a delivery.
He's got to go get it back. It's like, Michael, how's your first day going with the drone delivery? I'm chasing this hawk.
He's got his headphones on. He's in the zone. And it's just nothing but trying to chase him down this hawk. He's just blaring in his headphones.
Spotify playlist going. Yeah. So if you saw on the intro,
there's a hawk.
There's a hawk right after the exit of the
butt,
the hairy butt,
which old Robert.
That's what we're gonna call it. Yeah. We're gonna call the hairy butt Robert.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was official, but
we talked about it, so I figured I'd make it official.
There you go. Well done.
If you know, you know.
If you you will one day. Anyways, if you don't. So, after this bare, ugly, hairy rear end exits, if you go back and you watch the intro, there's a hawk
that swoops in.
There's a thing of bread.
He snatches it. Hey. So that is Fred the Bread.
That's Fred the Bread, the hawk.
Yep.
That's his name.
That's his official name. So you guys know and are in the know. You know Fred the Bread.
Now you know Fred the Bread. The hawk. He's not bread. He is a hawk.
He is a hawk, but I mean, he likes bread.
He loves it. He'll fight a drone.
It's funny because Fred the Bread is like, you know how you have like you take like if you like Joseph would be Joe.
Yeah.
It's like Fred the Bread stealing hawk asshole. And like that's his full name. But we shorten it to just Fred the Bread.
Fred the Bread.
We're not going to say all that. Like,
no, out of respect for him.
Yeah.
And his family. Glad we have this cartoon Hawk's family in our best interest. His best interest. His best interest in mind.
We talked about adding on to the intro as we go, just little things. What if I just added just a little, like a bunch of baby hawks that followed him behind him? Yeah. They grabbed like muffins or something.
Hey.
Huh? What? Like the one didn't get the memo.
Yeah. Oh, it's bread day. I don't know. Oh, man. Okay, so, well, that's what you created this week.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh, man. So, this past weekend, I had the pleasure of visiting with Ryan and his bride, Emily.
Yeah.
Who will have her own segment on this show. MSAG. And, yeah, they were house hunting. So, that was interesting.
Hey. Just because we're on the subject of Ryan and Emily, we need to give a shit out to old Gary.
Mr. Gary Bankston.
Mr. Gary Bankston for these nice ass chairs.
These nice, beautiful chairs.
Thank you, Gary. My ass has never been happier. I just figured we're on it. We may as well.
We might as well.
Might as well.
We might as well. So thank you, Gary Bankston, for these chairs yet again. I guess the first real sponsor of the podcast.
Yeah.
You could say that.
I count it.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because it makes us sound professional, like somebody cares about our podcast. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Anyways, so yeah, we tooled around Mooresville, looking at houses, and that was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
nice area from what I understand. Well, from what you tell me, I've never been.
Super nice area. So being in the house hunting process with them was so great because I'm not going to live there, so I just gave my opinion, just all willy-nilly. Like, that looks great. You should have that painted. You should have that. The couch would look great over there, so I'm just throwing my opinion out.
You're like, I know a painter.
I know a painter. He's a pretty good one. So we're about to leave the one house, and there's a door, and we looked at two really old houses.
Yeah.
Talking about, like, we had just watched The Conjuring 2 the night before.
Yeah.
So we're still on that high, and I see this door, and Emily's like, "Well, that looks like another pantry. What is that?" Ryan opens it, and it's supposed to be just a one-story house.
Yeah.
Well, it's stairs that lead up, like very creepy stairs that lead up to this door that's just barely cracked, barely cracked, and we're like, "Whoa, okay." Emily goes, "Oh, well, yeah, I'm not going up there." Ryan's like, "I don't know that I want to go up there." And I looked and I said, "You know what? I'm in a weird place in my life. I don't mind going." So I bebop up the stairs and kind of open it up, and decent space, big room. And then there's a puppet on strings.
What?
Like a little, would you call it a marionette?
Yeah,
like with strings
that
or
would
whatever.
be a marionette.
Hanging, and then there's like a little ghost decoration for Halloween, like off in the corner. I'm like, well, this is a good start.
It is a marionette.
Marionette. You just
don't go up there.
Later.
Hey.
He can be thrown in anywhere. Oh my gosh. Hey. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Fred. Oh, man. Oh.
Yeah, you failed to mention that on the car ride over. He told me this story in the car, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds kind of creepy." No, he didn't talk about the fucking marionette and the little ghost up there, Casper chilling up there.
No, I didn't. Well, it was only a 5-minute ride to QT.
Yeah,
we had to talk about what we were going to talk about today.
Shout out to Cody from QT one more time. I don't actually know if that's his name, but he looked like a Cody, so
he could have been a Cody.
He could have been a Cody.
If he's not a Cody, then he should be Cody.
Yeah.
That's going to be the next segment.
Legally change his name.
Yeah. I'm an ordained minister, so maybe I could. Maybe I've got some pull at the courthouse.
You could spiritually change his name.
I could.
Yeah.
I don't.
Hey Ryan, you're spiritually Cody now.
Right. No, you said Marionette.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of something you said just, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes before we hit record. Your daughter had gotten into the Oreos.
Oh, yeah.
And your wife Morgan was getting on to you.
Yeah, because I gave her, it was before dinner. She goes, "Have you eaten dinner yet?" And I looked at her and I went,
"Go ahead."
I went, "Oreo." Because she hadn't eaten dinner yet, so Dad got in trouble.
You'll say stuff like this, and you're quiet.
Yeah.
You'll say it, and it's just like quiet, like you kind of let it fly under the radar.
Yeah.
And my ears hear that, and I'm like, wait a minute, did you just say Oreo? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. If I had said that, if I'd came up with that, I'm such a mark for my own humor. If I come up with something that clever, I have to die laughing at it.
Yeah.
If I went Oreo, I would say it like that to get everybody's attention, so that everybody could be in on the little funny thing I came up with.
Yeah.
You were just like Oreo, like a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like if you were a character in a sitcom, you would have just said it.
That's what I need to do. I need to download a laugh track on my phone, so that I can just be like Oreo.
And you just keep a straight face.
Yeah.
You're like, I think it's funny, but I'm gonna let the crowd do the talking for me.
Did you hear that crowd pop?
Did you hear that pop? I did.
You're a what though? You're a what for your own? I don't know if we've covered that term.
I don't know that we have. I'm a mark for my own humor.
Yeah.
So in the world of pro wrestling, as we've mentioned before briefly, the world of pro wrestling has its own lingo, its own just slew of vocabulary words that terms that you might not know about. It just might not make sense unless you're in that world or in the know. So in pro wrestling, if you're a mark, that means you're a fan. You could also say mark out. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Like if you meet your favorite celebrity and you're going all wild about it.
You're fanboying out or fangirling out. You're marking out.
Yep.
Or you are a mark for hot fries.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So you're a big
Totes mark for hot fries.
You're a big hot fry mark.
Yeah.
You can say you're a hot fry mark. You're a mark for the hot fries. When you heard that there were going to be free hot fries at the carnival, you started marking out.
Yep.
I think they get the point.
It's such an educational podcast. We'll teach you all sorts of stuff. You just ride with us.
The origins of bubblegum.
Right.
Insider pro wrestling terms.
I never went 5 minutes before we hit record today, 20 minutes before, I never would have been like, we're gonna discover the origin of bubblegum today on today's show. Like that's the beauty of just freeballing it, because you never know what's gonna come up.
Exactly. That's the beauty of this. We have created an atmosphere.
We have. Some ambiance.
Did you hear about the you know where I'm going, don't you?
This motherfucker. At least
you already
a week now. He just comes in with these awful jokes. And I'll be sitting there in the living room, and I've got like this weird little like 2 steps up into like my hallway, and he'll like stand there at the hallway and like stare at me.
Until you feel me looking at you.
And I look. He'll go. It's basically this.
Did you hear about the restaurant in outer space?
No, I haven't.
They've got great food, but like no atmosphere.
I've had to put up with this for a week. He just comes in randomly with them.
I can be in the office studying for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, click, new joke. I must share with Trey.
It's funny because I feel like you have to have like just another tab pulled up that just stays there that you don't touch, and then randomly you're just like, oh yeah. That's a good one.
That's kind of how it is. Like 50% of the time, the tab just stays open. Oh, I think you sympathy laughed on that one. You didn't tell me it was crap. There was one. It was.
Well, they're supposed to be crap, right? Like,
well,
they're dumb little jokes.
Yeah.
Like,
so one was. You know what my granddad said to me?
Sorry, that's a good one.
Right before he kicked the bucket.
What did he say?
He said, "Hey, Josh, want to see how far I can kick this bucket?"
That's a good one. I like that one.
Oh, man. That's good stuff. So
they're jokes designed to make you go, oh. Like, you're supposed to groan at them. Like,
you laughed at a couple, like belly laughed at a couple of them.
I love puns. Like, I just do. There's so much fun.
And the last one, what did you say to me? You were in the kitchen. You were like, you either said something to the effect of, do better, or no, try again, or something. And I turned around, hung my head in shame, and went back to my little hole and tried to redeem myself.
Try it again.
I think double bubble is happening right now.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Okay. I haven't had one of these in forever.
Little ASMR.
Yeah.
I actually don't know how to. Oh, there it is.
Oh, God, no.
Stop! Make it stop!
Morgan and I were just talking about how our biggest pet peeves... Chewing with your mouth open.
Yeah, she I'm surprised I'm still alive.
Oh, really? Do you do that?
No, not very often, but like, even just a slight
smack.
Like, yeah, anything. She's like, It gives me a look like just this murderous, just, would you stop? And I'm like, okay.
Well, she said in addition to that, what's just as bad for her is breathing.
Yeah.
Having the pet peeve of somebody breathing loud enough.
Yeah. She just hates living people. Like,
I was going to say, does my pulse bother you? Like, can you sense that I'm, So I don't know that breathing. I guess if it's bad enough, it would annoy anybody.
Yeah.
It's just like a constant or whatever.
Well, I think that's what it is. When somebody is like to a point where they're going.
Well, she referenced somebody in particular that I've never met.
I have. I know who. I wasn't going to say the name,
but
just for sake that they ever watch this podcast.
Sure. But if you breathe that way, then, jigs up.
Yeah. You probably deserve it. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe you should monitor your breathing.
Stop breathing.
Maybe you should stop.
Just stop.
Stop it.
Maybe it's not for you.
Some people try sports. It's not for them. Some people try acting. It's not for them.
Breathing? Bud, sorry.
Sorry. Might just not be for you. I don't know how to put this nicely, but just don't exist. But no, the whole, like, I had this problem as a child. Mm-hmm. Like, if I would hear somebody smack or see them chew with their mouth open, I would get, it could be an adult.
Yeah.
I was like 11 years old watching an adult smack their food going, if they don't stop, I'm going to punch them right in the face. Like, it was so... That was a cute little bubble.
I was going to blow a big one and be like, ha ha.
Maybe blowing bubbles just isn't your thing.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's just
Maybe
not.
I should just give up.
But yeah, I hated it. I don't even know how to chew with my mouth open. It is so unnatural for me. Just I feel stupid.
Look like a horse.
I look like
like you should have like an oats on your.
It's like how Emily's Bitmoji would have to chew.
It's funny because it doesn't connect.
It doesn't at all. It's the only way. My jaw literally came unhinged. Oh, man. So, what I really enjoyed about our trip to the gas station was seeing you pull out your
mask.
Your mask. I'm glad you said mask. I was going to go in a different direction, but...
When you just whipped it right out and just slapped it on your face.
You slapped it on your face. It engulfs your whole face.
You just walked in just all proud.
Yeah. It was green it was green and furry. We're talking about the Spook You mascot, Barnabas, of course. And if you're watching this on YouTube...
how well you can actually see that.
You can see the Barnabas mask.
It says "Stay Spooky." I need to go and edit it a little bit because I didn't realize right here with the stitches, it goes on the stay. So it's a little hard. I mean, I guess it's not bad once I wear it. I can't see it when I'm wearing it, so I don't know if it looks good or not. But
right. I mean, unless you looked in a mirror.
Yeah, I could. I don't have those. You can't see my reflection. It's the darndest thing.
That explains a lot. You not having a mirror? I'm sorry.
What?
What?
What? No mirror in house? Blah, blah, blah.
What is that?
Dracula, because he's a vampire. Vampires don't see the reflection.
Oh, okay.
Blah, 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 blah. And he's Dracula, so everything with a V, like the W's of what?
Okay. What?
What?
You kind of said a German.
I did. What?
What? No sausages? What kind of barbecue is this?
Golf, if you're listening.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That was not a good... I don't know what that was supposed to be.
It's like he doesn't even laugh. He's just like...
He just shakes his head.
Boys.
Oh, that hush puppy and that spooky guy. Yeah. Where can people pick up this mask? if they would like a Barnabas. Hey.
If you like that was a little bit better. I'm trying to get a big one. It's a double bubble. Come on. Oh, it's Hubba Bubba? Double bubble? Double bubble? Double bubble. I was reading it upside down and I was like, why is it bubble bubble? Sounds like about to have a Mandela effect there first.
I prefer the ukulele.
I'm a uke guy myself. They can pick them up on my Teespring.
Mandolin.
I get it. Or Nelson Mandela when it's named after.
Nelson Mandolin.
So, that's something we can dive into. You know Nelson Mandela?
Mm-hmm.
When did he die? Or do you know where he died?
No.
You have a guess, like at all?
The 65.
Let me make sure I get this right. I'm just going to touch on...
I just noticed, like, if you listen to my laugh, it sounds like I've been smoking for a long time.
A long time?
Sounds
like a teapot.
I've never smoked. Just in case anybody gives any crap.
He died in 2013, but most people distinctly remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s.
Okay.
But he didn't. He died in 2013.
Okay.
So a very popular example that I think of are the Berenstain Bears.
Okay.
So how is it spelled to you? How would you spell those bears?
Oh God, I don't.
Okay, at the end, how would you spell it? S-T...
Like a Jewish person would.
E-I-N?
E-I-N, yeah.
Yeah. It's actually A-I-N.
Bearstain?
It's always been.
Okay.
Always.
Not Bearstein.
No.
Steinstein,
yeah. But everybody, like even I remember it being the Berenstain Bears.
Okay.
That's just a popular example of the Mandela effect. It's just anything that like a majority of people have like a false, and I say that with quotes, like a false memory of.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know any. I mean, it could be. Some people think parallel dimensions, whatever. You know, alternate realities. But a false memory of like the Berenstain Bears. A lot of people go, oh well, it was the Berenstain Bears, and then it turns out it was the Stain. Like, how do you spell Fruit Loops?
Like the word fruit and then loop. L-O-P.
Let's see.
F-R-U-I-T. L-O-O-P.
I don't remember. I spell it. Yeah. So it's F-R-O-O-T.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know, just weird little things like that. Anyways, that was just a delve into...
There's another one I've got that I think I recently found on TikTok.
Yeah.
Was the movie with Shaq called Kazam as a genie.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's debate that there was and or wasn't a movie with Sinbad called Kazam or Shazam, whichever one I didn't say first.
Yeah.
Kazam or Shazam. One with Shaq called Kazam and one with Sinbad called Shazam. And there was this whole thing like, no, that movie didn't exist with Sinbad.
Interesting.
And there was this huge debate, and I never did a simple Google search to kind of put my own mind at ease, but I'm like, why would... I just remember that getting brought up. There was no end to that statement. It was just kind of... That was another one. Like
so, that's the Mandela effect. Just learning.
It's pretty crazy.
Why don't we just roll this over into the Learn Shit podcast?
We could do that.
Yeah. This is no longer the Create Shit podcast. This is the Learn Shit podcast. Welcome. We'll have to create a whole new intro and everything, but it'll be all right.
Darn, we're going to have to come up with another one.
Darn, we're going to have to create shit.
Yep. My goodness. So, let's see. Is it that time?
I don't know. I can't read from here.
I can't either. That is tiny little numbers. Tell me, Curtis. Nah. So, our next wrestling show is it's going to be coming up next 3-4 weeks. And you, which we've talked about this, like it's not going to be news to you. It's going to be
it's not news to me.
News to the listeners. We're looking for a producer, a backstage producer to help kind of direct traffic. And
air traffic control.
Exactly. Which a lot of that, with a well-ran wrestling show, you would have somebody like that. And you've been asked to shadow myself and Sir Ace Armstrong.
Old Ace Armstrong.
Old Ace Armstrong.
That's Armstrong way.
It's the Armstrong way. And kind of check us out and see how we do things backstage and how it's supposed to be ran, making sure cues are hit. You know, stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited to have you in that role as backstage producer. And I can't wait to do that and then come on here and
talk about it.
Talk about what your expectations were, how the experience was, if you're even interested in doing it after that, which you having producer experience.
I'm going to be at the end of the show just like white as a sheet, just like, I want to, not again.
This is terrible.
This
is god awful. I hate pro wrestlers. They're grown men wearing underwear. And they take themselves way too seriously.
It's things I've seen in the locker room.
Never again. I've only dreamed about those things. All I wanted to experience.
I watched a fry fly across the room.
Oh, the fry incident of 2013. I'll have to tell that story on here at some point.
Okay.
Not yet. Stay tuned.
That could be, I don't know why, I just, like, anything that we want to tease, and, like, I just picture, like, stay tuned, and then we could hit something, and it's like the Looney Tunes, like,
yeah.
And it just says stay tuned.
Just in the middle of the podcast?
Yeah, anytime we want to tease something where you were just like, not yet, stay tuned.
Yeah, and then it just comes back to us talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I love creating little... Those are so much fun.
It is.
So I'm excited. I thought about just segueing away from that for just a second, talk about Curtis.
Sure.
Because he can't talk, so we'll talk about him.
Curtis Clear Channel.
Yeah.
It's like
Clear Channel.
Credence Clearwater, but Curtis Clear Channel.
Curtis Clear Channel, I don't want to say revival, because...
Yeah.
He's CCR.
CCC. Clarence.
And Clarence had really bad parents.
I ain't going across that bridge. Why? It said Clarence. 9 foot tall. That joke.
Curtis Clear Channel. We'll get back to that. Okay. Anyways, I want to do, like... I don't know, it'd be really cool to see, like... a coin drop into a slot and then it turn, and then we follow the gumball down. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but that would be cool.
As like, a transition into
like the Curtis segment.
Curtis segment.
Yeah, the Curtis segment, and then it would just be like... And then you open it up and it says Curtis segment on the gumball.
You open it up and it's Emily's voice. Curtis segment!
You just open it and just... You go... it's just Robert in there. Comes Fred. Hey. He turns he picks the gumball.
He steals the gumball.
Hey.
So if we get a gumball that we...
You see Robert just get his eyebrows. He goes... He just go angry. Yeah.
So, if we ever get a challenge that we don't want to do, once a year we could pull the Fred card. And the Fred card is the idea of Fred swooping down, taking the challenge. And we could pull the Fred card.
Yeah. Do we get one Fred card apiece, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can only use it. It's good for a year. Okay.
I don't want it to pop in my hair.
You got it in your mustache. I was worried about your mustache, but it's sticking there. Speaking of mustaches, I made a little.
Oh.
Yeah. Which it's almost filled in again, but I made the.
That's because you can grow facial hair. Some of us have to keep this and not touch it because if we shave it, it takes 3 months to grow back.
I never have to worry about if I don't like the change I've made to my facial hair because it'll all be back within a month.
Yeah.
No matter what. So, I mean, it sucks for you though.
Yeah, it does. Morgan enjoys it. She hates facial hair. She's like, if I could just shave it off.
Okay. Cool.
That could be a challenge. Shave like half your face.
I saw a new facial hair trend that I'd never seen before, and I don't know why I want to do it so bad.
What is it?
I forgot what it was called. It was either like the Thinking Man or the Hook or something. So let's see. It was chin strap. So imagine me completely shaven, and I'm gonna draw what this guy had. So it was down the chin, up the side of the mouth, and I think he made a full mustache, and then it stopped. It stopped at the lip. So imagine making a mustache, coming down to the chin, and then going up the jawline, and then up the sideburn.
Interesting.
So it was like a hook.
Yeah.
And it stopped there. The other side of the face was clean shaven. Yeah. And I remember it was on a TikTok, and somebody in the comments was like, why does this look so classy?
Yeah.
Like, this shouldn't work. And I don't think it really does.
Yeah, well,
but it was something.
That's like the mullet's coming back in style. Like, why? I don't know.
So, David.
Oh, no.
No. David doesn't have a mohawk. He doesn't want not a mohawk. Mullet. But about a year ago, I guess, year and a half ago, I didn't know that the mullet was making a comeback everywhere.
Yeah.
But he lives in Pickens, South Carolina. And
the mullet never went out of style.
Yeah. Yeah, they just think everybody there is really hip. And like, just stay in Pickens long enough, the trend will come back.
We're on the map.
What?
Hey, we're on the map.
Oh, hey. I didn't even understand. That was such a good Pickens accent. I didn't even understand you. But yeah, he was like, so your mullets are coming back? I'm like,
your David impression's my favorite.
Well, his voice has gotten deeper, so
I know.
I've got to go really deep. Did you hear mullets are coming back in style? And I looked at him and it's like, no, they're not. And he's like, well, all the kids at my school are doing it. I'm like, well, then it's just the kids at your school doing it. It's not coming back in style. I was not convinced. I'm like, the mullet is not coming back. And then, spoiler alert,
it did.
It did. And I'm like, my God, he was right. That's so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they're...
It's Stranger Things. I think it's Stranger Things had played a part in that.
Oh.
Because doesn't...
the heartthrob.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Bad boy.
Is he Robbie?
Robbie? That might be it.
I'll look it up now. He's got a mullet though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
But he was an attractive male.
Well, yeah.
He can pull it off. And the show he was shooting in was meant to be years ago.
Yeah. What is his name?
Robbie sounds right.
Billy.
One of those generic white boy names.
Billy.
Billy.
Everybody listens like, Robbie, what the
It's Billy, you Nimrods.
Yeah, sorry,
we didn't remember the mystery mullet man.
Mystery mullet man. Matty Mullet.
Matty the mullet.
Yeah.
What was it? Mo?
Oh, Moped Mo.
Moped Mo. So, I want to talk about creating.
Yeah.
We need to bring Morgan in and let her talk about how she created a point system for the...
Which I never scored on.
Yeah, you had 0. That tells you how flawed this point system is.
Yeah.
So, she created quite the list when it came to...
her male counterparts.
Her male counterparts and the assessment process.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like...
it's not the SATs, but it worked. Like,
right. Like, if you had a driver's license, that was 2 points.
Something like that, yeah.
And if... Anyways, there was this whole point system, and then there was...
and that's how you got your name in her phone. You weren't like... It wasn't like James or Timothy or Tyler, it was like 9, 7, 12,
right,
-4. Like
he went to church, but he smoked meth.
Yeah.
So he's at a solid 2.
2, yeah, it balanced out.
No, if you did, on her list, it was if you did drugs, it was -5.
Something like that.
If you drank alcohol, it was -9.
Yeah.
And I was like, so, man wants to have a beer. He's crap in your world. Wants to smoke some meth. He's went up a notch.
I can fix him.
I can fix
What we need to do is I need to that would be a fun segment just to do randomly one day. It doesn't have to be a continuous thing, but I would love to take that point system and get a piece of paper and just try and like rig the system. Just try and see just the weirdest. Like we'd give them names, and then we could score them
right
and see what we like. Just the weirdest abstract. Like we could try and get the highest score, and like we'd have to throw like. We could pull a negative out of a hat or something. Like,
okay.
I don't know.
I think we can do a lot with her point system. And so many different characters, so many different situations could be grown from that. So there was one guy on there who drove a moped.
Yeah.
I was like, so he didn't have a license, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Or maybe he did. We didn't find that out.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Mystery Moped Mo.
Yeah.
So he drove a moped. So I'm like, so if he has a car and that's 4 points, he has a moped. So is that like 2? Is it like
1.5
or 1.5?
It's not quite 2.
It's not quite 2.
Like you don't make it up to 2 yet.
Like a motorcycle would be 2.
Motorcycle. Actually, motorcycle would probably be like a 6 because it's cool.
Yeah,
you actually get points if you drive a motorcycle
for cool points.
Yeah.
So a moped might as well make it a half a point.
Just a half a point.
So then we found out later. This story, spoiler alert, it kind of gets dark
a little bit.
I affectionately named the guy on the moped. Still don't know his real name.
Yeah.
I just called him Moped Mo.
Yeah.
For the sake of the conversation. Well, turns out Moped Mo hung himself. Oh man. Well, I don't know. I remember now why I don't chew Double Bubble.
Why? It loses flavor.
It lost its flavor.
Yeah.
Faster than it took Fred to grab that bread.
So, you know me. People that listen to this don't know me as well, but I just like to chew on stuff. Like I chew on plastic, so like no taste is normal for me. So it doesn't bother me when bubblegum loses its flavor. It's when the bubblegum gets to a consistency where it kind of breaks up. It's not really.
It's like an actual piece of paper disintegrating in your mouth.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line. But like no taste doesn't bother me because plastic doesn't have a taste.
Okay,
I just like to chew. I don't know.
I know you said that's where I draw the line, but it sounded like you said that's where Roger drew the line. Draw the line. That's Roger. Draw the line.
Yeah, you know Roger.
I don't. But
we'll bring him on the show one day. It's all good.
Okay, he's going to teach us how to draw lines.
Yeah.
All right. Looking forward to it.
This is your basic vertical 1/2 inch. Here's your horizontal 3/4. Now check this out. This was real difficult. This is your diagonal 3 3/4.
Draw us a circle, Roger. Don't do circles.
Nope, circles not in my house.
Nope, not here.
I did not even like draw us a circle, Roger. He just like the pencil, the tip snaps.
Yeah,
because he pushes it down so hard. And he just goes, "Get the fuck out," and that's it. And we're just like, "Oh, Roger, you okay?"
You heard me.
Yeah, and then he's like, "This is close to losing it," and we're like, "Well, time to go."
Roger, he just draws lines. Don't ask him to do anything. It's like, so a triangle's out of the question? No, it consists of lines. Yeah,
keep squares up. Are good. Yeah, squares are great.
Hexagons.
Rhombus? Yeah, rhombuses are good. You know, parallelograms are fine. How about a half circle?
I was about to say, what about a half moon? What did you say to me?
Yeah, half moon.
Piss out of here. Actually, piss yourself, then get out. What? I don't know. He wants you to humiliate yourself because you should be so disgusted that you suggest.
How dare you?
How dare you? You suck. No half moons, no circles, not even a parallelogram.
Bet you draw me a hot fry though.
He can draw you a hot fry. As long as it was a evenly cut hot fry. Man, you got to lick the fingers.
You got to. Sorry for those watching. That's probably really gross.
Well, it depends on who you are. You might make a couple fans.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at those fingers. Help. Motorcycle. I was like, what was it? I thought it was thunder for a second. I was like, I don't think we were expecting rain.
Could be both. Could be a motorcycle named Thunder. If you're one of those guys who names your motorcycles. What you doing? About to take old Thunder out for a drive. But it's about to rain. He's going to be right at home.
He's right as rain.
Oh, goodness. Well.
I guess I should finish my mystery. Airhead.
I should finish my mystery. Wow. It's about that time.
No, it tastes like blueberry.
Yeah. Maybe that's the mystery. It's ever changing. I wonder if we could. Oh, there's more in here.
I miss the old Airhead commercials too. They had some pretty good commercials.
What did they have? What was it? I don't remember.
They would like.
Or wait,
like
wouldn't they like roll them up in a ball and?
What? But the kids would like take a bite of the Airhead and their heads would blow up and look like this. Roll them up? What?
No, like. In my head, I see a kid rolling up an Airhead and like bouncing off the wall and he like going back in their mouth or something.
Maybe. Sounds like a weird dung beetle. Like he's like makes it into a ball. He's like that's what sound the dung beetle makes. You can't hear them because they're so tiny. And their mouths are so small.
I'm terrified of dung beetles now. That's why you're the voice person.
I'm the voice person.
You're the voice.
I'm not very good at them. I'm trying to figure out what's in this.
Just nailed that dung beetle.
It's just cornstarch?
Probably. That or pine resin.
Pine resin, yeah.
Or whatever, tree sap. Whatever they made the first
gumball out of.
Bubblegum out of. Lafayette, one of them Ninja Turtles.
Curtis?
What?
Curtis made it. John Curtis.
No, I remember the story about the guy I used to work with named Lafayette.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that story?
Maybe.
Where the lady was like, "Yeah, well, the delivery driver came out. The short, stocky guy. I don't know. Well, I don't know what his name was. Lafayette, Raphael, one of them Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay. Anyways, so our creator of the week.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah.
He's like, you picked her.
You picked her.
You picked her, you silly goose.
So
our creator of the week is RoseKMorgan. Now, to some of you that follow me, that might sound familiar. If not, she wrote a nice little story called We Never Should Have Tried to Break into Mrs. Hudson's Garage. It was a series. It's a 6-part series. And it's really good.
It is. It's so good that I was going to start a weekly Twitch. A weekly live Twitch broadcast of a horror story.
Yeah.
And that story was the first and only. Started playing Warzone. Sorry, guys. But hers was the only one that I did. And I thoroughly enjoyed reading it.
Yeah,
that was a blast.
I don't know what that...
Or not reading, I let it play.
Yeah. I don't know what genre you would classify that as. Like, obviously it's horror, but like I loved Scooby-Doo growing up. You know, I loved the kids going and checking the haunted houses and Scooby-Doo in the place. This is what I like to call you, Scooby-Doo the place. You know? And so, like, these are kids that are trying to break into this garage because they think something weird is going on with Mrs. Hudson, and shit ensues. And I don't know. It's fun for me.
What? Just those two words together.
Shit ensues.
I like it.
So I don't know. I like following like kids doing stuff because there's kind of a magic behind it too.
Yeah.
It's just interesting, and I think it kind of takes me back to when I was a kid and watching Scooby-Doo and Goosebumps and all that stuff. Yeah. And so I love that genre, but we never should have tried to break into Mrs. Hudson's garage. It's phenomenal.
It really is.
I don't really want to give anything away about it, but basically the general theme of the story is there's 3 friends that try to break into this garage, and I think 2 of them decide, hey, we don't want to do this anymore, so they kind of bail, and they leave the one kid there to finish it up, or he can leave. It's kind of up in his own. They're like, we're done. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And they never hear from him again the next day. Like, he doesn't come to school. They're like trying to call him and stuff. So they're like, hey, we're gonna go back to the house and just look around.
Right.
So they go back to the house, they make a phone call, and his phone is in the grass. So something has happened to their friend, and so they have to figure out what. And I'm going to leave it at that because I think that's beautiful there.
I think that's a good little good way to capture
and
it.
I highly recommend reading it, listening to it, however you want to consume it, just consume it. She also has another one about a guy that takes part in a clinical trial for a drug that increases your perception, and it's weird, like good weird.
Yeah,
like I don't know, that it kind of made my skin crawl. Like it's just I don't know, but
I love the concept behind both of those stories because it's so easy to put yourself into both of those situations. Mm-hmm. Like, most of us probably had a friend who wanted to do stuff that we didn't want to do, or we were that friend.
Yeah.
Making the other person tag along. And then it starts small, something harmless, and then just kind of spirals out of control from there.
Yep.
And it was a fun little ride. Mm-hmm. It was a fun ride.
And looking back on it, you're like, damn, how did we make it? How do we make it through that?
Like, whoa. Yeah, that was cool. I know listening to it live on my Twitch channel, that was a blast.
Good.
That was a lot of fun. So kudos.
And so you can find her on Reddit at u/RoseKMorgan, and that's K, just the letter K, not K as in K-A-Y. You can find her there. She's also on Twitter. Let me pull up her Twitter here really quick. Let's see. Oh, I would have closed out. There it is. She's also at RoseKMorgan on Twitter. So you can find her there. And then it looks like she has a Tumblr. I haven't delved into her Tumblr. I just kind of opened it up and looked through it. She may post some stories on Tumblr. I'm not sure. But that is rosekmorgan.tumblr.com. So you can find her on all 3 of those. Definitely give her, check her out, read her work. Yeah. She's really great as far as our authors go. So I couldn't recommend her more.
She's another example of just how much fun diving into the world of independent authors, independent horror narrators, just that whole world. Yeah. Diving into that, how much entertainment, how much free entertainment, it's just at our fingertips that we don't even know about.
That's the beauty of like independent authors in general, just because when it comes to publishing books, like not everything can be published,
Yeah.
As far as, for it to sell, for a publisher to look at it and go, okay, it needs to have this so that it can sell, you have to change something, but being on the internet and being able to post your stuff as an independent author and doing it that way, like,
and not be
stifled. You're not stifled by somebody else's.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody else's opinion just to be able to sell your work.
Just for it to be marketable.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of your independent, whether it's horror, whether it's fantasy, whether it's romance, whatever the genre is.
Independent pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
Who are far more entertaining than what you see on TV. Mm-hmm. Just the example of an independent contractor doing their thing, perfecting their craft.
Yep. So,
which is why we do this podcast
to
highlight folks like who we're talking about right now, and making sure that more eyeballs get on them, and to where their craft can be appreciated.
Yep.
And most of these folks, they're not out for the admiration; they do it for the love of it.
they just enjoy creating.
Exactly.
And I think that's what we here want to try and instill into our listeners is a love and a joy of creating.
Exactly.
And just to segue into the next topic that we, at least the past 2 episodes, well, this is episode 4.
We skipped one.
Yeah, we skipped one. Episode 2, we issued a challenge. That is still open. We said we were going to cover that in 4. We haven't really gotten much of a response. So I think we talked about it before we started the podcast here, this episode. Probably going to nix that for the next couple of episodes until we get enough, at least, a couple people that are interacting, enough of a following that would interact with us.
Yeah. Get some new folks to latch on.
Yeah, just because we want to be able to, like, I don't know, there's no fun in issuing a challenge if we don't get to see everything. You know what I mean? Like, if there's nothing to look at, like, if nobody's taking place, then it's like, okay, well,
Which we get it.
Yeah, no.
If one person did it, it's kind of like, even if 2, it'd be like, well, they might feel singled out. It might be a little weird.
Yeah.
It's like a small wrestling crowd. Like if there's a crowd of 20 people, and that's the only people at the show, each of those 20 people are going to feel way more reserved to shout or yell or cheer or boo. But if it was 1,000, you're just blending right in with the crowd.
Yep.
So once there's a bigger audience, once there's a bigger participation number, then, it might not be as...
I think we'll bring it back because it's something that I want to do. Because,
it's a great concept.
Yeah, well, and that doesn't mean that you guys are off the hook. Like, you still need to create. like, if you listen to this podcast, you need to create shit. Like,
and there's an open invitation to submit anything you created.
Yeah.
Like, even if you, I don't know, if you want to submit if you're an author and you haven't submitted it to Reddit yet, and you want to send it to us first, or you've already done it and you want to submit it to us and say, hey, check this out, and at this point, we'll probably talk about it.
Yeah. And same thing, if you've got art and you just want to tag us in it, we'll share it out, retweet it. Like, this whole podcast is about a community of creative individuals.
Exactly.
We just, I don't know.
No matter what it is, we want
you to create shit. Like, it's crazy.
I want you to create stuff.
Yeah. It's crazy. I thought about it, like, I was thinking about it the other day when you were, I guess you were out of town still. You were still on your way back. Like, it's cool where my life is right now that I just get to create shit. Like with the podcast, cool. Like I get to sit here, create this podcast. I get to go film with Bob and just create videos. When I go into iHeart and I work, I'm a producer. I create shows. Like,
hopefully we'll have you on board
creating shows
for 3 Count Pro Wrestling.
Like, I don't know, it's a cool place to be. It really is.
You definitely kind of humbling. Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's you focused on it. You've put that at the forefront of your mind, and that is what you focused on.
Yeah, it's funny because like it didn't click until seriously the other day I was thinking about the podcast and doing it, and I was like, I just create shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah, for me, this podcast, like, I got so excited yesterday when you were like, "Oh, I figure tomorrow let's knock a couple of them out." I'm like, yeah. Like, I got really excited because the real estate has been at the front of my mind, and which I'm really excited about. I feel like that is an arena that I want to be in to garner my future wealth. I want to have a foundation, an ironclad financial situation. Yeah, but getting to do this, having pro wrestling, having my creative outlets. Eventually I'll get back into the Twitch streaming, but having this to just sit down and just talk about everything that's nonsensical and intelligent at the same time, that's really cool for me.
Agreed.
So, yeah. Nora agrees too.
Yeah, I hear that.
She's like, they're talking about creating stuff. It's a good day. But yeah, awesome, man.
They let me in there to help set up the lights.
She was in here helping for sure. So, well,
I guess the next thing to create is an outro.
Yeah, absolutely. Outro. It could just be Fred going back the other way. Bye. Oh man,
Robert sucks the fart back in.
Bye. Oh man. Let's see. I feel like we're going to have a lot of characters by the end of this.
I think so.
We've already got Fred the Bread.
What if it was just like, we'll just hit the studio and be like, create shit, create stuff, yeah, create stuff, create stuff, bye. Like, it could just be something stupid like that.
It would be ridiculous. Yeah, it would be ridiculous, and it would be everything.
And we could throw a little auto tune on it and like hit it with some reverb.
Yay! Stuff.
I could strum a little bit on my guitar. I think I've got a piano somewhere, like a keyboard. I think Morgan's old keyboard is somewhere.
Well, you've got like 6 Guitar Hero guitars.
Yeah, I know. We could just do it all in Guitar Hero guitars.
Yeah.
Create shit, create shit, yeah. Create shit, create shit, bye.
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 I dig it. Well, no, it won't be the next episode that we'll have it. Hopefully not next episode, but the episode after that, we'll have Curtis full of balls.
Yes. Just dump them all in him. Just fill them right up.
Yep. We got to fill the balls up, though, too.
Yeah.
With challenges, questions, that whole system. Once we get that rocking and rolling.
That'll be a fun segment.
Yeah. Because right now, it's...
We'll have to figure out a better way to showcase him, too. We need like we need a soapbox right here that we could just set him on, and so he's like right there in front of the camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need like a.
Because this is too high.
This is too high. We could always like. There's enough space either on your side or my side. We could have like some kind of stool to where he's just right
chilling.
here. So when you do that, it just pops. The little ball rolls out onto the table. That would be fantastic. Cool. Well, that's probably as soon as we stop recording, that's what we're going to start looking for, I'm sure.
And then God, what if you had one and I had one, and we had Curtis and Katrina?
Curtis and Katrina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or Christina.
Yeah. I mean, either one.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm not partial to either.
As long as she's hot.
As long as she's... we put a wig on her.
Yeah. Well, yours has a wig. Yours has a wig that has hair like yours.
Yeah, yours has a hat. You just put your hat.
We'll just... There we go. Mine will look like that. If you're watching YouTube, you get the benefit of this. Mine will look like this, and Trey's will have my hair.
Hold on, bring him here. He'll just...
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
What'd you do if I was like, yeah, and I just, like, it's been a wig this whole time. I just pulled it off and put it on him.
I literally crap my pants because it's so terrifying. You're just bald.
Yeah.
I didn't know it. You're like, I only tell my real friends.
Yeah, only my real friends. And all of you watching. You're all now my real friends.
How sweet. And absolutely terrifying.
All right, well, I think that's going to do it, so...
I think we've peaked.
I'd say so. So, until next time, my ghastly gang, stay spooky.
Oh, I've been Josh. I feel like I need to say Scottish Hush Puppy, but
yeah.
Spoiler alert, Hush Puppy wins.
Hey.
Check out my Teespring. Buy one. And I've got some food to go eat.
Command station, signing off.